Ministers are very busy putting the budget together. Our target is to return to surplus by 2014-15. And it won't surprise you to know that the target has been getting harder to reach. That's a result of the weakness in the global economy and, for example, some increasing earthquake costs. But we are making decisions to ensure we get back to surplus by our target date of 2014-15. It's important to meet that target because every year we're in deficit, we have to borrow more to fund that. We'll be doing some new and important things though in the budget. On Wednesday, for example, I'll be making some announcements on a project I've personally been driving around youth mental health. But at the same time, we are identifying priorities. We are also identifying what things are less of a priority. That's what putting together the budget is all about, and it's what households and businesses around the country understand by the term budget. Our overall fiscal position means, as I said on Q&A yesterday morning, that we're likely to have another zero budget this year or very close to it. What that means is our new spending over the next 4 years in priority areas like health and education will largely be offset by savings in lower priority areas and tightening up tax loopholes and tax avoidance.
In the context of a possibly zero budget this year,
Yep.
have you revised the new spending allowance for the out years?
That's a decision that we have to make. We haven't put the budget to bed yet, and so I'm not in a position to actually clarify that, and even if I was, I probably wouldn't be in a position to announce that today. But obviously that's always an alternative available to us, but we haven't made any decisions on that yet.
Can you give us some indication of what the new spending allowance is now? I mean, at the weekend you said health and education would get some new money,
Yep.
but it could be zero or near zero. How near zero is it?
It's highly likely to be zero, but for rounding error purposes, you know, at the risk of having you read back to me my quotes, I'll go with the sort of general coverall term, but it's likely to be zero. In fact, the last budget, even though it was technically a zero budget, was actually minus about $1.2 billion over the forecast period. This one's looking pretty likely to be zero over the forecast period.
And was it necessary in order to keep that 14-15 surplus target to make those sorts of cuts now?
That's right.
You said,
Yeah. You moved a long way back, Alex. Did you not wash this morning or something? You're trying to stay away from your colleagues.
right away.
Okay, well.
The previous budget was $1 billion of cuts over the forecast period. Was that due to the inflation effect?
Well, effectively, I don't have the numbers on, in front of me, but off the top of my head, in broad terms, we spent about $3.8 billion more on health and education over the 4-year forecast period and a few other areas of increase, and we saved about $5 billion over the same period. So the net difference was about $1.2 billion less.